Hello there, welcome to the QNB Stars League preview show, all in English here on Al Cas, as we look ahead to all the matches in Week 7 in the company of former English Premier League players Nick Summerby and Chris Makin. Hard to believe we're still in September, and after this round, only 4 more rounds until we hit the winter break. Already there's a pattern emerging, Chris Makin.
Yeah, Alder Hale, Al Sad top, no change there. That's not going to change anytime soon. We'll be just behind it. It's quite refreshing. You've got Al Salir up there, Al Arabi, Al Graf, Umsalal. About 4 or 5 teams that are in the mix for that 3rd and 4th spot. Don't forget Al Rayyan as well.
And even more familiar, Salir, 3rd. They usually are there, but can they sustain it? Can they keep it all throughout the season?
And nobody mentioned Al Shahanir, the newly promoted side.
Got beat last week, Rob.
They did, but they're doing all right. OK, let's find out now in the company of Shaden Wadan the standings after 6 weeks and how they line up.
Going into Week 7, El Said and El Dihel are back in their familiar positions at the top of the league standings. El Said just edging it with a better goal difference. El Sailiya and El Arabi make up the top 4 with 12 points each. Al Rayyan and El Muslal complete the top half of the table. It is equally as tight at the bottom. A win for 4 of the teams would improve their status considerably. Bottom club Al Khritiyat and Al Khor above them are beginning to drift. As for the fixtures, on Thursday the 27th of September, Al Ahli face Al Dihel at 1750 and Qatar Sports Club are up against Al Said at 2000. On Friday the 28th of September, Al Gharrafa meet Al Khritiyat at 1750 and later Umslal meet Al Khor. On Saturday the 29th of September, for the early kickoff, Al Rayyan are up against Al Shahaniya and later Al Arabi meet Al Sailiya at 2000 Doha time.
Thank you, Shaden. First up, it's Al Ahli versus Al Dihel. OK, I'm going to start this week a little bit different. Yes, up it goes. I'm going to start with a little something based on the statistics from stats. Al Ahli versus Al Dihel, gentlemen. This is a showdown between the 2 teams with the top sustained threat in the league. You're surprised at that, aren't you? Yeah. You'd expect it with these, but possibly not from Al Ahli. But that's not the case. Discuss.
I will do. I'm going to take that apart now. Al Sadd have scored 20, 30 goals. Yeah. So how are Al Ahli have
provided more sustained
so they're in the attacking 3rd.
Yes,
more than Al Sadd.
They're creating
the
more
of games.
areas where they're dangerous. Yeah, I guess Al Sadd, maybe they don't, but every time they do, they score a goal.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what, with Al Ahli, if you take that off the last game with Al Ahli against Salir, they were fantastic. How they never got away with the 3 points. Dihel, we pretty much expect that sort of statistic, but Al Ahli is a surprise, though. But that'll be good news for the manager. That's something to work on.
Yeah, OK. Well, let's remind you of the goals then from Week 6. As Nick said there, and you can carry on here, I mean, 2 fantastic goals from Mashal in this match. Yeah,
fantastic. I mean, wonderful balls through. They were brilliant on the night. Salir they were not at the races, but they got the 3 points. But it's great to see this guy. This is the area for the pitch where they look like they're struggling, but you know, he's starting to score. You know, they're creating chances.
Is he playing in the next match?
The only thing is he's not playing, but we have to consider where we've probably been a little bit wrong ourselves with the commentary. Is the weather is very hot out there at the moment, and I think when we're looking at it, we're thinking, well, hang on, Salir, you're not playing so well, and blah blah blah. A lot of these managers are complaining a little bit about it, so we have to bear that in mind. We are guilty.
Apologise.
Yes.
To being hard on the players.
It's true, you know, a lot of these matches, when we start even the 2000 kickoffs, it may be about 34 degrees. Yeah. The humidity is still above 60%. You're looking at about the feel-like factor in the 40s.
Well, Mashal is not well from it, so we have to hope that all the best with him. He'll be fine. They're just having a check over and everything with him, so...
Good. Let's wish Mashal all the best, and everything will be all right, I'm sure. Let's just have a look at something you picked out. You both picked it out in the review show. Abdul Rahman as one of the key players, and a good performance from him.
Yeah, no, it's his running. In games like this, when they're a little bit slow, there's not that pace to the game. You need somebody what can, what's that little bit of a spark? And this boy was on the night. He was fantastic. He was running away. I mean, just look at some of the play here now. Getting on the outside, then going into the box, looking for that bit of quality into the box. And he was that player. What you need someone in your team what can just get it going. He's now out on the right-hand side now. Can he get on the opposite side of the defender? Yes, he can. He's. I thought he deserved a goal for how well he played throughout the game. I thought he's fantastic.
So work in progress. Things are getting there. How does the head coach feel? Let's hear from Milan Machala.
Varo, I think he didn't play full game because now, for example, last week he had 1 day troubles, and this week, yesterday came also that I have temperature like this, and he's waiting for this opportunity. But this is 6 rounds, but he's fast player, but he needs something go on the field from the beginning. And I hope that during next game he will come and we will see which quality of the players is.
Got to learn to finish it off. Twice they went ahead in week 6. Chris, let's have a look at the goals from Al Hale, who they're playing against, and they'll need to do it against these.
Well, if Al Ahly get a chance in this game, they certainly need to take it, because Al Hale will create numerous chances in this match. They always do. So when your chance comes along in this match, you've got to take it. It's vital.
Are you impressed the way that Al Ahly bounced back after the AFC Champions League defeat earlier in the week?
De Hale.
What did I just say?
Al Ahly. De Hale.
You've got my
That's
desire.
exactly right. Who I meant, yes.
They had to, didn't it? It was the only way. They had to come back, and El Arabi, Namtehi, a brace of peace. So against a good side as well in Al Gharafa.
I think the question mark is that leaky defence, if anything, at the moment. We have to look at that. They're giving opportunities away to side. Al Ahly, will they give them chances? That's what they've got to hope for. But the main thing here was that they bounced back from the Champions League.
And a quick word, Masakni's getting back to training. Great news.
Is he?
Yes.
When's he due back then?
December,
November, December?
No, ASAP to start training. The medical team have said he's ready to train. Not saying when he's going to play, but train.
Great news.
OK, Chris, we'll start with you. Al Ahly, Al De Hale prediction.
3-1 De Hale.
OK, Nick?
I'll go the same, 3-1 De Hale.
Both of you 3-1. OK. Next up, Qatar Sports Club versus Al Sadd. Now, of course, there's an interesting matchup in this game. 2 former Barcelona players face each other. Samuel Eto'o and Xavi. Let's bring up Samuel Eto'o. What's he done since he's been here? Unfortunately, they've lost all their games. However, thanks to stats, I've pulled something else out, which the boys will find quite funny, I'm sure. Sustained threat again has gone from 7% below the league average, gentlemen. That's the first 2 games without him, to 15% above the league average in the last 4 games. Once again, making that point. They're getting into areas, they're in positions where they should be scoring, where they could be getting the points, but they're not. So according to those statistics, they're better with him. Discuss.
Well, what's the difference between the sides at the bottom? Always has been, always will be, and the sides at the top. They have goal scorers. Al De Hale, Al Sadd have someone that can put these chances away. Only need 1 or 2 chances to score a goal. Samuel Eto'o, for me, since he went to the football club, the balance has not been right. Something's not right. Qatar Sports Club, I'm telling you right now, called it from day one. Mabarak's left his job now, and it's just not right there. The body language isn't right for me.
Yeah, there's a decision from someone at the club there. I mean, the manager's gone, so obviously he can't be to blame there. They have a new manager coming in. They have to look at the team now and somehow or other change it, because it's at the moment doesn't seem to be working.
OK, let's look at the chances from Qatar Sports Club in that match in week 6 against Al Khor, because it finished 0-0, of course. So it was just one of those games. And remember, in this match, neither side had a head coaching charge. It was down to the assistants, Nick.
It is, yeah. I mean, this is good, this. I mean, this is something what they can look at, but they know they've got to be right on their game against the informed side this weekend, who are absolutely just blowing anybody to a side. They can take this in. They can say, well, hang on a minute, let's polish up on our finishing. But it's been this story for quite some weeks now. You know, these are good chances. They have to go in the net. So I don't know what you do as a magic one. You could put over the team, but they have to go in. And you're not going to get these chances against Al Sadd, that's for sure. You're going to be defending a lot of the time.
Can either of these sides find the key to open the door for improvement?
Alcohol and Qatar, they can do. You keep looking at Qatar, it seems to be the same scenario each week where we look at the highlights and there's numerous chances being created, but we need a centre forward, don't we? We need a forward that's going to put the chances away. I thought when Sami Atu came to the football club, that's what he was going to do. It's not happened.
Right. Qatar Sports Club, of course, as I said there, they didn't have a head coach in week 6. They may have a new head coach, not signed yet, but we're going to look at him anyway because this is who we're talking about, is Sergio Batista. Now, who is Sergio Batista? These are the teams he's played for: Argentinos Juniors, River Plate, PJM Futures in Japan, spent a bit of time in Japan. Honours, not too bad. World Cup winner in 1986 with Argentina. He only joined the team the year before, then became a regular, played in every game in that World Cup, in those World Cup finals. And the team's coach, these are the last 3. Argentina, he got fired after the Copa America in 2011. Shanghai Shenhua and Bahrain. Well, goodness me, what a name. What a name for Qatar Sports Club. Nick, if it happens.
I mean, brilliant what Qatar are doing, you know. Well, is it brilliant? I'm going to turn around and say that. I mean, you know, big names coming into the football club. Is it the right thing? You know, it doesn't always work. You have to know about the league. You've got to know about the players. You've got to know about the local talent coming through as well. You know, it's very difficult for him to come in. You know, you've got to have an idea. You can't just come in the league and expect because of who he is and the reputation is going to happen. It's not really the case. Samuel Eto'o is an example.
We had Calderon last year at
So,
Qatar
yeah.
Sports Club.
Another former Argentina international, Gabriel Calderon, at the same club, didn't work with him.
You understand what, you understand what I'm trying to say on that?
He's got a bit of Gulf experience, you know, with the Bahrain national team. Is he the man? Could he turn the fortunes around at Qatar Sports Club? Could be. Maybe he's the right man to work with Samuel Eto'o to make that work. Who knows? OK, let's get rid of Sergio. Thank you, Sergio. Look forward to seeing you in the league. They're up against Al Sadd. So let's remind you what Al Sadd are up to. Talking about local talent, Nick, this team have it in Akram Afif, but they've got everything else as well. And they've got a goal scorer.
A joy to watch. I've got to say as well, I'm really excited about watching them play in the Champions League. I mean, they're on fire at the moment. We said the same thing last year about De Gea. This determination, this drive, you can just feel it. You know, whoever they're playing against. Do you know what it's doing now? It's smooth. They're just gliding around the pitch. There's Afif again. He's a joy to watch. I mean, that's how cool and calm he is in front of goal. And they're enjoying what they're doing. They're enjoying working hard. And there was a lot of defending as well, by the way, in this game. And all your key players, they were willing to roll the sleeves up. Everything is going right for Al Sadd at the moment. They're ready for that platform of the Champions League, and obviously with the league as well. I think.
And even the new players coming in, Woo Young here, who played in the World Cup, of course, slots straight in now.
He was fantastic throughout. Good, aggressive tackling in midfield. And obviously you can see what he's all about when he's got to finish.
I think the word you were looking there was for togetherness, Nick. You and Chris picked out togetherness. Let's have a look at examples of that with Al Sadd.
I would say, not togetherness, I have to say it was work rate. As well as having the skill and the wonderful players that they have, this year seems to be a little bit different in terms of the work rate. You're right, togetherness, because they're working for each other. Look at Benezia. Would you got this off him last season?
No.
I'm not. No, yeah.
I think you're right.
Sure. But now they're all over the park, aren't they? And you couple that with the skill. You know, they're going to roll over teams, aren't they?
I tell you what, they've got that thing in them now. I mean, just watch this here now. This is what it's all about. Chris knows more as a fullback. You know,
the hardest running football.
Getting back there and sorting the job out. You know, it's just to watch them at the moment. They've got the belief in, and you have to say because of how well they're doing the Champions League. And here's the goal. You know, believe you me, it looks easy. It's very difficult. And the ball's coming to you to keep it low and to try and guide it into that corner. And in every aspect of their game it's ticking all the boxes at the moment.
Qatar Sports Club versus Al Sadd. Nick, you will go first with your prediction.
It's another biggie. I'm sorry to say that. I know the new manager will come in, but 4-5-0 to me. Maybe 4-5-1, something like that.
Okay.
3-0. Al Sadd.
3-0, a little bit tighter there. Okay, next up, it's Al Gharafa versus Al Kharatiat. Okay, Al Gharafa, let's go straight to the goals from week 6. Nick, talk us through this. 4-2 defeat for them on the night. Vice got a penalty, 3 penalties in this match. Okay, once again, you lose the game, but you are up against arguably the best team in the league. Well, the champions.
Yeah, but they created chances. It's there for me. The manager wasn't happy with the way they started the game off, but for me, I think it's there. I think they've improved ever since the Al Sadd game. I think it's onwards and upwards basically for them. It's there. There's that enthusiasm there. But this will be a tough game, this, because Croatia are fighting for their lives, and they're getting into that dog each stage now when they're trying to. They want it that much. They're really hungry for that to get that first win.
You said the head coach was not very happy. Let's hear from Al Gharafa head coach Christian Gorkov.
I explain. We can lose against Dual. Dual is better than us. The very good team is. Not normal, but we can lose, but not in like we do. This is not normal because we lose motivation, fighting spirit, and the football starts like this. You know? When we come on the field, we need motivation, you need concentration, you need fighting spirit. After, okay, we have to work tactic and also playing, and but if you don't have this fighting spirit, you can play, you can win, and for this reason, it's very simple. Now we have to fight, to have a fighting spirit, to take motivation.
Well, blimey, he said it. He's come out and said that the attitude was wrong. It's always a fine line. That when does the head coach actually criticise the players, and is that always a good thing? You've been in the dressing room. You've come across it a few times, I'd imagine.
I don't think there's anything worse when the coach is questioning your desire or your attitude to the game because something is really, really wrong. If it's wrong in that department, Jose Mourinho was doing it all the time at Manchester United now. So they've got to hit back because Al Karatat last week against Salah were very, very competitive.
Let's have a look at the goals in this match. Very competitive. I mean, it was a cracking goal to start with, Nick.
Yeah,
Razak.
and another player here now where we see bits of quality with. If we can get this more on a regular basis, we know he's capable of doing it. That's why he's played at some of the top clubs in the league. That's a good goal, and hopefully that gives them that little bit of belief.
That position can be his.
Yes.
Hamroon has filled that position. He's not a traditional centre forward player. Razak is, and they need a centre forward, need a goal scorer, don't they?
Yeah.
So, Chris, Al Gharafa versus Al Kharatiat.
2-1 Al Gharafa.
Nick.
2-1 Karatsiat.
I said I thought they'd start putting a few results together, and you laughed at me.
We're not saying, you said they were going to win the league.
4-5.
No, I did not say they're going to win the league. Get away. Shut the door. Right. Next up, Salal versus Al Khor. All right. Salal, week 6. Another win for Bernard, not Bernard, I forgot his name.
Laurent Banide.
Laurent Banide. Bernard, Laurent, the French invasion.
We'll call. I'll tell you what,
Sagba with one penalty. His second goal was absolutely fantastic. We'll see it now. But there is something happening there at Salal this season.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah.
I like everything what they're all about at the moment. And have they stepped it up a level from last season? Definitely. They are. Since the manager's come in, he's changed it. We know how solid they are at the back, but going forward, they're a different animal altogether. And the front three are scoring goals as well. I do like what they're on about, and they've got the determination. They can cause problems this year, really do. I think they're where Gharafa finished last season. They got the 4th. I think they're above that, and they could, if they really get that together, get the top 3.
So let's now hear from Laurent Banide.
I think, we don't have limits. We don't know what's happened. But if we continue to improve, because it depends of what? It depends of the game around him. If we play better, he has more possibility to score. So we try to work better and to find the connection. Last time, Adil gave a good ball for connection. After when you find a lot of connection, it's more easy for him. And last time, Adil gave a good goal. He gave a pass for goals. That is important for us to see the quality of the player, step by step, arrive to give a good ball and give the opportunity to score. So we need to continue. He score, Ismaël score, Mawa score. So, okay, we have confidence and we need to continue because step by step we play better and we have a good possibility to score.
Okay, so Laurent Benit seems to be pretty happy. Will he be happy after week 7? Salal versus Al Khor. We'll start with you, Nick, on this one.
Salal, 2-0.
Okay.
Agree.
2-0. Next up, Al Rayyan versus Al Shahaniya. Al Rayyan, 5-0. They lose to Al Sadd. That was, without a doubt, a leveller for them.
Absolutely. So it's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back. But I think we wanted to see that game. We know they got away with the game against Hale because it's important that you get points out of those top 2 around you. They got away with it and got a point. But this one against Al Sadd, they got pulled apart. It looked a little bit ageing. I have to say that they work hard, Sebastian. They work hard, Tabata, but they need a bit of help around them. And these players, which they brought in, have to start featuring. So we're nearly at the halfway mark, and we're not seeing some of these players.
I mean, we're hearing now that Luca, the Brazilian, is training. Let's see if he makes an appearance this weekend.
He's not broken his leg.
I don't know. Menendez came, arrived injured. He played a bit part in week 5.
Rodri, Rodri, I don't care. What's he done? Ripped his hamstring? Has he broken his leg? He can't be out for this long.
I don't know, I'm not a doctor.
Club. Yeah, but you come to a football club, you're halfway through the season, we've not seen him yet.
I know.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Vieira was out as well.
Vieira was out, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm on my own. I'm going for it now. Can I just tell you? Well, bad luck. Well, you're out the title race now.
We can't help if he's injured, can we?
You're out the title race. You've got 2 fellas that are coming to the side. You're going, well, that's the way it goes. No, you're out the title race now.
Okay. They're up against, maybe Al Rayyan are out the title race, according to Nick Summerby. They're up against Al Shahaniya. Before we discuss Al Shahaniya, let's hear from their head coach, Jose Murcia Gonzalez. Nick asked him whether he felt a bit hard done by the result in week 6.
No, it's the first time the situation in one match in the Sahanilla against another team. But we have too much respect for the referee. The hero is 1 point more in the game. No, for us is the game is the ¿cómo se dice? The past. We need only thing in the future. But we have too much confidence in the referee. We have too much confidence in my team.
He doesn't want to remember the game. He wants to get on with it. He respects the referee's decision, although we feel they were probably hard done by it. It changed the whole dynamics of the game against Al Salia. But in this one, Al Rayyan versus Al Shahaniya. Chris.
Yeah, there's not many shocks this week, is there? It's got to be Al Rayyan.
Yeah, I've just said Kratia. I can't get a bigger shot than that.
Sorry.
It's the biggest shock of the world.
No,
that's it.
Chris doesn't think there'll be any shocks. It's you who think there's going to be the shocks.
I can't go for another one now. That's me finished for the year.
Right.
A normal person will say there's no shocks this week.
So you're going for Al Rayyan win?
Yeah. 2-0.
2-0. Okay. Nick?
2-1 Rayyan.
All right. Okay. Finally, Al Arabi versus Al Salia. Well, there's no stopping them. The dream team, as they were named in the 90s, are certainly that at the moment. This was the 3-0 win against Al Shahaniya. Al Shahaniya played all right in that first part, but then it just, once that first goal went in from Mailson, after the first 15 minutes, it was one-way traffic.
Yeah, look at the fixtures this week, and this is a proper fixture. This is going to be competitive. I'm looking forward to this one. 2 more or less evenly matched teams. Looking forward to this kid playing Salah. I think he could have a bit of a future at this football club. Don't know whether Mailson or is it Arizala. I think Arizala might be out for a month, so Mailson might have to fill that centre forward role again.
Bonicic needs a 5-year deal immediately for what he's done for the football club's brilliant. You've got to say that. We know about Trabelsi. He's one of the best managers with the sources he's got. But this is, I agree with Chris, this is set up for a really good game. And let's not take it away what he's done for Al Arabi. He loves the job, he loves what he's doing, and all the players are playing for him.
Okay, well, let's hear from the man in question, Luka Bonasic.
I am unlucky because I'm working in this area 15 years, and I know very well a good mentality of these players, of this management, But what I always say, the management of the club will decide it about my players. Last season we make very good finish because the players, during this or 18 session of the training, you understood what we want for this. Now also, until now, from the start season for our preparation in Slovenia, until now, we have more than 77, 78 session of the training. If people, we have some players, it's not famous name, but have some talent, and he accept and he understands now what we want.
Okay, so I'm sure that he has the respect of the club and the sort of hierarchy there, because he's doing such a fantastic job. They're up against Al Salia. Now, this week 6, this was a bizarre game because Al Ahly were the better team for that first half, Chris, without a shadow of a doubt.
Unbelievable. It was a great win for Salia, because we've been in that position before. When you're not playing well, you normally get beat. Somehow they come away with the 3 points, score 3 goals as well. So they're going to have to play better, I feel, against Al Arabi. Even though they scored 3 goals than they want, the performance does have to be better. Normally the result follows the performance, doesn't it?
Well, I'm
away with this one.
I'm looking at Abdul Qadir and Tibakanine, and listen, they're scoring goals, but I think there's more. I think they've got to learn how to give these 2 guys a service. We were lucky when we played at Sunderland. We had a big tall guy, now Quinn, who used to play for Arsenal, and Kevin Phillips, who won the Golden Boot, and he was small. These are like that. They have to learn. I'm looking at Tibakanine. Sometimes he's getting frustrated because they're not getting him the ball at the right way. He makes wonderful runs.
This highlights his quality.
But this is him when he's not involved in the game. You know, get the guy involved in the game and get Abdul Qadir as well involved in the game more. It's strange when you watch him, because he never had any service at all in the game there. So you know they've got to learn how to work those 2 and get even more out of them, because they're top quality.
Well, we saw Sami Trabelsi there after the match. You can see the smile on his face. Now he's had time to think it through. How is Trabelsi feeling?
I think if you are on the field or in the stadium, you feel the time and the weather. It's not possible to play in the weather like this. So my player at the first half, it's a weather problem. I don't speak about physically or technical or tactical or chance or not chance, but I speak about weather. In the second half, we feel better. And we do our reaction, and we see another face for Celia. And I speak with my player, and I said that I'm afraid about the weather. I'm not afraid about the other opposite team or other thing like that, but I am afraid about the weather, because I have some players that have 30 years or more than 30 years. It's not so easy to play in game like this.
It's a very valid point, and you touched on it at the beginning of the show. This heat, this humidity still, not until mid-October does it really start to drop off regarding the humidity. This must be a strain on the body physically of all these players.
We've been very critical and very hard in commentary, and we'll have to take it back, won't we? Because you look at the players, and when you look at the jerseys, skin tight at the moment, it must be so difficult to play in. I've never played in this type of conditions, so...
And of course, you've got to remember that those who are playing against Al Sadd or Al Rayyan as a home game, they play in the Jassim bin Hamad Stadium, which is air-conditioned.
Well, there was a little dig by one of the managers what said that. This week, Al Sadd come out, don't they, and play at Qatar Sports Club, so they'll get a bit of an idea. But basically, it's a lot of the managers are saying about that. They still think they should be in the air-conditioning stadium until it cools down. It is really a problem.
Good shout, that.
They said it is so difficult to train in and everything. And it's just, I think we've got to be a little bit light on them.
The training must be a problem more than
the training,
anything.
exactly. But at least, when you get to the game, it worked for the first 3 rounds this season.
It was
remember,
good.
They
Football
played
was
over the 3 days, managed to fit it into 2 stadiums, the Jassim bin Hamad and the Khalifa International Stadium. It meant the quality of the games was high.
Extend it for another, 3 weeks or a month? Why not?
Why not? Why not indeed? Al Arabi Al Salia, though, will go for the prediction. Chris?
Go on, I'll go 2-2.
Oh, right, OK. Nick?
I'll tell you what's a good shout, that. It is a good one, though, that. 2-1 either way.
You've got 2-1 either way. You can't do that.
That's the same as a draw, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Same as
I'll tell you what
draw,
I'll do.
isn't it?
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you what, the luck, or am I wrong for saying the luck? It's going to continue for Al Arabi. A 2-1. They're going to nick it at the end, because Salir had a little bit of luck in their last game. The lady luck is now shining on Al Arabi.
Thank you very much. All right. Back to Shadin Wada now to show you the league standings after 6 weeks and how they line up for week 7.
Going into week 7, El Said and Al Dihel are back in their familiar positions at the top of the league standings. El Said just edging it with the better goal difference. Al Sailiya and Al Arabi make up the top 4 with 12 points each. Al Rayyan and Al Muslal complete the top half of the table. It is equally as tight at the bottom. A win for 4 of the teams would improve their status considerably. Bottom club Al Khritiyat and Al Khor above them are beginning to drift. As for the fixtures, on Thursday the 27th of September, Al Ahli face Al Dihel at 1750 and Qatar Sports Club are up against Al Said at 2000. On Friday the 28th of September, Al Gharrafa meet Al Khritiyat at 1750 and later Slal meet Al Khor. On Saturday the 29th of September, for the early kickoff, Al Rayyan are up against Al Shahaniya and later Al Arabi meet Al Sailiya at 2000 Doha time.
Thank you, Shadim. We're all set for week 7. So from Nick, Chris and myself, bye for now.